Well, my lords, before we get into that, I may say that we will urgently require a copy, a certified true copy of the ruling that you have just delivered, so that we can advise ourselves in respect of that. And if we can have it by the end of the day, that would assist in the further processes that will take. Now, secondly, my lord, as I indicated right at the beginning, we have served a request to admit facts, which is a request we have served on the first respondent, and we have also served a request to inspect documents. Now, my lord, in respect of the request to admit facts, again, that is in the nature of a process of discovery, which also comes under CI 47, and we have the clear understanding that in respect of that also, there are a number of days within which we have indicated 3 days within our request to admit facts. Now, that is not an application before you at the moment. I recognize that. However, I'm drawing your attention, the attention of your lordships to it, because that will also affect whatever other steps are being taken in respect of this case. So I think we recognize that you have just given a ruling about the operation of CI 47 and how it's affected by the subsequent CI, which we will advise ourselves on once we have it. And I think that that will guide the process of our recommendations in respect of the case management. The final thing I will say is that I think, as is fairly normal, we are quite happy to set down the issues that are arising from the petition and the respective answers, and put that forward so that it is considered by counsel. I do not think that is a process that is easily done just on one's feet in a courtroom to try to determine what are the issues. I think that a normal process is perhaps for us as petitioners to put forward issues, and we are happy to undertake that with as much expedition as is.
My lords, today was set up for case management, and all lawyers know that case management involves determining the issues for trial, and all of us should have been prepared for that. Right. It is not acceptable that any counsel may suggest that when a date has been fixed for case management, especially in the circumstances of these proceedings where expedition is very paramount, to come to court and make an application that they should be given time to think about the issues.
Well, Monsieur, welcome back. Say, we'll share the course of Supreme Court. Indeed, there's the time I was here. Come on, but we're joining. Good morning. Adom TV. Nnawotwe Yi, and they go so I did bro. With me in the assembly, I'm a guest. Honorable Baba Jamal, I represent NDC. Fatih Abubakar, I represent MPP. Maureen Fise, we me a join in discussion of our Facebook, YouTube, post your comments, making Kayama and repair more. But now, me caught my guest one of a Supreme Court issues. So first, day one, and me started with from the petitioner's angle and side of my back respondents. And you started with day one. Moko court. Day one, Moko court, no, the NSC. Day
one, basically, no, you file for amendments to amend some part of the distance. But we see, Maming can't be lay a good foundation for our discussion. The person that need be would see me, but yes, we went to court not for only NDC, we went to court for this country. On mine Ghana, instead of say bibi ba, ye de ma and then second ebe yiano. Ye see ye de mrabe de ebe yejuma. Anamebo. Inti for the 30 million Ghanaians na ye pre asumje o mamuno. Womunti na ne okot. On say yes say na ebinum kura yes omuntu omanze no mo ye demonstration. Obi say munko court. So what must ye? Because ye na ye believe say court no ho na e dwan kobia ye kwa ye benya justice anamebo.
Yes.
Into court na say we nya justice be na e dey asem foforo ba.
But even Moko Court release a by say even though Moko Court but still demonstrations
on other issues, not on the court issues. For example, I heard say Tejima Voye demonstrations there. Obi can say one more criminals. So that must they demonstrated. That is not on the petition. So that must say any demonstration. For example, you must see an the tax for fraba parliament any tax about boma into second prego we VAT na na see ye hu demonstration e kan we onye na pesa ma vote asense ye ka se kokota petition no so election no so there will be no demonstration but there can be demonstration on other issues in case they come up. So and that's the understanding. In pesa kana fu ina tia say the focus of ye we no your petition is to save this country the trouble of all this way. So that is one. Now, they want you call you file your processes. There was some few, maybe also a trust second respondent, you call the first respondent. Now we here say in fact, under normal circumstances, we be no. In Kokota, lawyers do it, and fact is away. You go on the floor of the house, and then you say, oh, my lord, there's some type of logical mistakes you have. Then also, on your business or the Bama, now watching, you know what sign home. Yeah, it's a simple process that we do in court. But when essence a high profile court public interest case in the end is a bend former because you have the opportunity to do it former and the end former and the kutumo. And the day one it was to do those friends saying changes no amendments no na bibia be dey e beto dey. Until day one the basically MP before pursue I mean second main because MP because Nado any lawyers oppose.
Yeah.
But court no again say those changes because here see a change. Yeah, changes no there. Na case ni na can saying. Because some na dey but maybe a mistake kra ba one and yes that changes no. And until day one there me feel say near see ya.
Right. Ati day
one. Nyame adaroma day one you copy more court. Na you copy more court no. Niema mienu ne course. So obekan before ana petitioner former president John Dramani Mahama ordinance mbekwa akopie mu court no na ono ankasa na no asem ne party NDC mpanyimfo akukuda mo party ma no asem se aba no mu di nkonim ene chinchim o mo nsaje. In fact semi kotu na o ma statement bi say Ghanaians all across the country have voted overwhelmingly for change in both the presidential and parliamentary election. Intini didie mu no ne ato ama no a wadi nkunim.
Yeah.
NDC Deputy General Secretary Ora Vitabo Omo Otukono or say presidential election o ma win by 50.15%. Sa na odi tudwa. Eno nachi communication officer for NDC Sameja mfin so de beto abonten say Omampenyi Dada John Dramani Mahama on a president elect. Enti omo create impression.
Yeah.
Echre Ghana de say abano omo di nkunim. So omo show omo pink sheet ni information ni omo summary sheet ekita omo dance ekita omo echre say omo di nkunim. Omo anka so omo ko pre runoff. Aye. Omo anka so omo ko pre runoff. There was a time Honorable Baba Jamal or my interview be on I think Zenith FM. Oma publishing modern Ghana. Or say NDC funds some position say o mudi nkunim. Na say President Akufo-Addo enyon na win election there na say former President John Dramani Mahama na win election no. Enti no first day na yekopie mu court no. Na de emhu behia say ebehwe mu ne petition na omo de beto abonten no. Support petition no pleading say wo mu no. na ekyere sɛ omo besre court sɛ yedi nkunim enti aba no nsunsu aso no one of the declarations say declare say former president John Dramani Mahama na edi nkunim ebi ni petition no na ye kopie mu first day no motion mienu na lawyer for petitioner no e de beto court nanim motion na no odi kan de aba ne say motion na edi kan no o de beto court nanim say nka court no ma na kwanya no mfale se court no emma nsentwerofo emmetwa mfonyini wo dem ho nto abontem obia nanso so na petitioner lawyer no sada no wa ma court ntem na bra owura mu na me se na adwena amaso se na cameras no already were in court esoro ene ono ananim kra na ba kosi ho mienu nso so hwe bebia judges nete na mienu sin omobenkum ni omonifa se me se na adwena amaso na obi van ni si abonten enti nka na adwen ba so anko behu se court na ayeden asati kra etwa ebra na obi se ni na etwa mfonye eba TV so enti no obefale motion na court ni say motion ni emut dada efiri se court na nkasa afiri ni pem aya akwanya say omo be man centrofo atwa mfonyina ma obi ehu abonten eno na e back and forth so onte ase na se nka obi na de adesrede ebeto court nanim so court ni kire mu se wo hwesi I-99 ma emo ma kwanya se efiri court ni pem a omo betima atwa mfonyina kire abonten ne etoso mienu ene se petitioner na lawyer for ka say omo de adesrede ebeto court nanim se court na ma omo kwan na petition na omo de baaye no omo nkosa kirem because from so bi o senior honorable Baba Jama kan no one of omo prayer ne say ye ma kwanya na ye nsan kosi akan foforo na instead of akansie with second respondent no mo yes akansie with first respondent which is the electoral commission entina no na omampanyin lawyer ene electoral commission lawyer omo so omutiem edi enti no omutiem omampanyin lawyer ye owura kotampa wo so otiem firi se wo se obi afom ena ne mfom so ni nti no watwe na ba begina ase ni bre na wo abesre sa wo mfom so de court no ma wakwanya ne koyen sakiraye wo nanso so wutie ne his lordship na na mega chakan a obisa na sa wo mfom da na wa na mfom da enti na court no ruling on Thursday ni nyina so ne say obi afom mfom so wo nipa ho na afen so se court nkrata mu no ofom na de to court nanim a ombe mu akwanya mu akoyen sakiraye enye ba ko nye mienu miensa as many as obehia so obeyen sakiraye no court ne be mu akwanya na emomu no unless say san sakiraye na ansesa no be affect the substance of nkrata na wo de beto wo no enti court no ma akwanya say omo nkoye sa amendment no ema obi a te no ho ase sorry free court dem ho no na even sa eda no application na no mo de besre for amendment then no so na mfom so wo na error wo if you say instead of motion or notice to amend petition or more to amend written petition and na wonim say presidential election application yemba by way of writ nti eno kra no na isi lawyer no sa sorry ye ora Justina Menuvo sorry tie mu say we no kra mo de aba beto ho no mo no mfom so wo ne mo de be ya parties ready no mfom so wo and so court na ka kire ne say onhwe substance and not the form enti se nipa no fapem anko de ba na petitioner emfa ho se waye mfom so okrata na ni so nti eja ye je to mu se wi aso obi afom enti ofom so akọt be mu akwanya mu aye nsachiraye
so e bi di da bi achi
ye nya nipa mfom nipa fom eba na se na ebe ka se obi di otimi fom obi di ontimi mfom onu a wo se yasisi na wo ba court na ni abrese ebe ka na asemama no onu kra be fom se ye mo na electoral commission enkosi akan na ra enti no first day na court no me did say we ne enema ekoso
no response mo no akoto am for response mo no ko hwe we final way no for service no wanye mistake almost a mistake
and send you
can remember send what some now kind no is on point say mfumso ebida obi edebeji so what must say and I think that is the essence of the petition we have minia yenka obi ni okasa obi ni mfumso obi ni onkaza ba wo ye mfumso a wonko enye mfumso ni dikan na wo wi a ebisa won se nwa ye mfumso a wakọ gazette sa mfumso na temio On the 9th, the electoral commission declare results. On the 10th, and on the press release, Babontin say why a mistake. That is who mistake or on the same 10th, no Okako Gazette no. Or Gazette 9th results. Gazette. And why a mistake? No one say why a mistake. Or Gazette mistake. So you see, not just a quiet brapayo and yet mfumsobio.
Sana wodwen.
And that's sana me dwen.
Sana
me hunu. Say, as I'm buying me, why can me why a mistake? I can say me emphata. Na the chin wa also near me kind no. Me pa mucho. No one san ko baby a o fufuro no. No one san ko can the same thing. And na ne boapayo. And no achim me say e boapayo. Enyam fumsobio. Yeye die we no. Say some almost some year mistake no. So those kind of typological mistakes no. You are me who lawyers no mukasa say sometimes I see said we are being disingenuous with the facts. As a lawyer, no when him say those typological mistakes no, it happen day in day out. Oh court they be because seven if you come about them clerk na koye na Virginia na koye. So what must say Virginia no be banana why no. Virginia no we also correct way. Correct na be no san correct no dey no akoko file. So it happens. Intimo nyen creating impression say we ain't kwa na mistake no mo nyen mistake no mo to ma be. So what must say. But you see me per se that's the same way machire mu na me be se me sentem no bi atiase. O court ahun. You base your averments or pleadings, no, you base it on law
and evidence. And see, where was
the
evidence?
Court no, yeah, court no.
Yeah.
Who read the pleadings here? We didn't base your arguments on our calculations. You base your argument on the electoral commission's own calculations.
So which calculation na mama say more we need?
And yeah, calculation here one abonting.
Okay.
But because we are going to court, and because we have to pay, because you see, and na me touch sister Vatiadi. So na me touch that because na me constitution of Ghana. Na kama kotu article 63 na it base also and it declare obi winner no. When him say obeti me win election of Ghana won dan president. When him say sister Vatiadi say when him say there. Obeti me win election.
More than 50%.
Unya president. Because our constitution, no, it depending on only we know, it depending on the threshold. Say, we need Ukraine was say unya 50% or more.
Yeah.
And reducing I say 50% plus one. And this is a quota. And then electoral commission will be a constitution man who can say on declare results. On declare results.
Yeah.
So mimi kokota mimi ntimi mfamia mika won some mistake gnu no mo ye 2013 no mo lose election we issue no court because mo kono no mo say ye declare Nanado president na no wini. That was their pleadings and their relief that time. Ye nya some mistake no because e dia sebe anansia trase ma ebu abon ewuo no ntinkuma on trase ntonko ye kono ye si ye mfa ye calculation ko ni amna na man ho kwan so onye no calculation no onu ni calculation na ye de den ye de ko ni ye hwe onu kura ni calculation na o se onu declare no mu na o declare ba ko declare me no declare me ansa no ye hwe calculation no mu kura na still kura na nado onya threshold na constitution na kire. So let people understand us. Ye kasi ye winia and we ye calculations ye di tuja ala mebo when him say ka say ye win 141 seats.
Yeah.
And no ma tax start be mo start gidigidi a o mo tete so maybe do 137. And ye ko we no ya hwemre mu and ye hu say okay am na nka say win. And they say ye win you say na do na win you obi o win bi ano so otra 50 plus 1 ala mebo.
Yeah.
And ye be ni say ye hwehwe electoral commission calculations no mu na the calculation here the no then
before we
na ya the no then ayejuma into here kono we based our pleadings not on our personal calculation but on the calculations of the electoral commission ye jiri say ye calculations na and all your issues now we Supreme Court quite two jana on the Supreme Court no he saying say whether the first respondent satisfied that constitutional of 60 article 63 no so what man say indeed so bit you baby no ka say ya kan abonten say ye wini ye kan na ye ba ye say ni de ye ka say ye wini a it is neither here nor there. It is neither here nor there. And the message say minia ba kokofa ye pleadings no na kind yi na tiasie say our pleading is based on the calculations of the electoral commission. Electoral commission no can here for example mami draw baby you hear documents no you obey 11 constituencies calculation for electoral commission constituencies no summary sheet no final figures no wrong 11 on one pink sheet though now they turn the website because you see we didn't want to go outside the electoral commission in the electoral commission pieces no one to turn the website no way no and they are analyzing one by one until you get 11 now even simple calculations of grano until they have electoral commission erotica commission erotica commission because calculations simple calculation 1 plus 1 about 2 grano now 11 ne baku 11 until 2 your baby your figures no grano is padded so what
this year yeah
it's padded I am saying all this in number more tie me ntiase say yen kan baby say ye court no ye the figures no go ye nya some mistake na MP before 2013 no ye nya some mistake no ye the electoral commission figures no electoral commission figures no ye hwa and no sumpo no ye hwa o de no to nje they don't get the 50% plus 1 and when you see Supreme Court in there and you mean to because you can see a winning there's some from no these are two different scenarios because we are using you are not going to tell us how to do our case. That's the first thing.
Well, at the end of the day, says Supreme Court in a bit determined.
Fine, that's why we are going there.
We're joining a high Adom TV. Now, what you do, Ogosua, we'll share. It's about 9 minutes after 9. Young Kofa, the second day in court, you see a bar. I will engage Fatih Abubakar and share their course.
Respectfully move in terms of the motion paper and the supporting affidavit We're seeking your leave to serve interrogatories as exhibited, Exhibit A, on the first respondent.
Yeah, Mr. Chikata, under which rule?
My Lord, with respect, it is case management, and I believe we have an input that we can also make as parties, because we had, for instance, witness statements, is it by tomorrow, the 20th? I mean, my Lord, with the greatest respect, I mean, we are human. I mean, maybe they're superhumans, you know, but we have filed this morning, as of this morning, we have filed an application for review of a ruling that you delivered yesterday. There are consequences to that. We also have outstanding requests to admit facts, which are due within 3 days from when they were served on the other party. There are a number of outstanding issues which have not been discussed.
Mr. Jikata, there's no outstanding issue. The application for review of our ruling yesterday does not operate as a stay of execution.
Well, I did not, with respect,
we are operating on strict timelines under CI 99.
And add the notice to admit.
Yes, but my lord, it can affect the issues. In fact, your lordships will recall that yesterday, when we were discussing the filing of the issues, we raised the point that the matter of the interrogatories and the notice to admit facts could affect the issues that we filed. There are some issues that we may not actually require.
Mr. Jikata, if you get there, can't you apply for these issues to be taken as an additional issues?
Yes, but in the meantime, we'd have filed witness statements,
yes,
which are limited to.
You are going to call 5 witnesses. I believe you should know what they are coming to say. As at the time you were indicating that you were going to call 5 witnesses.
Yes, so we are going to have 1 day within which to supply witness statements in respect of 5 witnesses. Is that? I think that I think that with respect is not fair to us, because with the greatest respect, we have indicated that we have 5 witnesses. We may end up not calling all 5 witnesses, but in any case, we have now, today, until tomorrow, in order to prepare witness statements.
Mr. Jikata, this should have been prepared already. No. Well, these statements should have been prepared already.
Well, that is not correct. Maybe.
But Mr. Jikata, you know about CI 99 and its schedule. That's the 2016 law.
I do know about the schedule provided. But I also know that your lordships are here to administer justice, and that justice must not be sacrificed for expedition. My lord, with respect, it is case management.
Lead counsel for petitioner, former President John Dramani Mahama, NDC presidential candidate Chachu Chikata, and our team can with that back and forth with the panel of judges. But Fatih, my member also now first. Yeah, sure. Justice must not be sacrificed for expedition, but yeah, sure the witness statement and our panel of judges in Ekase that should have been prepared already, and the position of the lead counsel in law, you understand it very well.
Yo, near the kind of my main church bibi muncho. No, na enya about witness statement in Pono. No more about issues. Okay. If we say be case management, told na court no although a court no pay mo say obetimi court no betimi to 2 issues no issues no can about ensema no ho na manson no wo na so court no so timi ma parties na kwanya say momfa proposals nye dey embra na no say mo de mo proposals ne beba e ba okrata bi so e frɛ no memorandum of issues enti say court no je memorandum of issues na no my reconciliation I say we issues we na hu hia na ensem we na afanu ni nyina ajatum se manso wo so na court na extract na omo de aba say asem na ye ba be kana abegua no ye begina hwe say we eye sa na ente sa asem we sa na ente sa eno na ye frɛ ni issues no na na edi kan no se court no frɛ for pre-trial na sa case management na enye say prekopa o ma obi amane se da se ene ye ba be identify issues no enti sa na no benada na ye da na etoso mi no ekopie mu okoto no na ya wada na court ni di kan si nkonwa no na o mabo parties na mane dada se nyame adom a ebenada ye ba be ye pre-trial ni case management enti ansa na wo mbra no na nka waye ahomboafo issues dada ena mind you sa ya wada na court no bo parties na mane se ye be ye pre-trial ni case management na benada no sa ya wada no petitioner no one file process bia ni fiada one file process bia na memene da no wo ho akwanya so pese o file anka court no be bie no pono ama na be file one file ejuada wia 240 ansa no mo de sa application for leave say ye mo makwanya na first respondents omo nse wo mo interrogatories na eno no mo de bai enti na chese sa abre na e wo ho ni nyina no na wo hu ni mu issues a na nka bena da wo ba be discuss
but the Joada area filing no mo ye no in law emrana ma ho kwan
emrana ma ho kwan ba me kire mu akire wo say omo filing Joada
fair grounds
there be fair grounds mpo na make say Joada na area na omo filing ye no e bena da anapa court net na interrogatories asem no so buai court no bua asem no wie ye no ansa na omo ka say ye no afiri kwan mu no ene afa de mo mientena se na obi amfa na issue sembra na afa de petitioner lawyer say issues ne de menya ahoboa enka me issues no be dependent on sa ruling na wo ma identify written ruling ne ye de ema me na me nkohwem na megina no so na ma file me issues ena emramu no law na ye na emramu no se what the interlocutory application koda court animu a eno no nkyerese substantive issue no entimi move until there is a ruling on the interlocutory application ana say o apply for review at the amount se ne me kan nya no kra se honorable baba jamal enimu emre bi e ma say unless say when you review no on interlocutory application no court no ni ho kwan say substantive matter no mo to aso a o ma me hu because it does not stand so review application no enye and serve as a stay of proceedings for the substantive matter. Enti court no eba abenada anapa no e wo mu se na ye Joada awia pe e no mo de sa application ne ba say mumma me akwanya na first respondent no me ntoto na no krata so na sa application no court no kan bibia e me nwanwa so mo ntia se say e discretionary say leave to file interrogatories no e discretionary e kire say abra na wo ba court dem hokra no unim say court no betima ma wakwanya anase court no ma wakwanya okay enti wontimi nka say na me de aye me nsusuye say na me beje sa akwanya na ansa no ma decide on issues a me file ye nya ne sa wo mbrem e na say be ye te ha ye ntimi engage in public litigation enti ye kan ansem ni bi wo ha ye ntimi ndo musuko nanso so ma me refer wo to order 22 no mo de ye nyina so e de ba court no na hwe order 22 rule 1 sub rule 6
oh yes CI 47
CI 47 High Court Civil Procedure Rules I will say a proposed interrogatory which does not relate to a matter mentioned in paragraph A, which means it has to be a paragraph A, nature say it has to be a matter in question or contention among the parties. And you know, rule 1 sub rule 6 and say a proposed interrogatory which does not relate to a matter mentioned in paragraph A of sub rule 1 shall be disallowed, notwithstanding that it might be admissible in oral cross-examination of a witness.
Okay.
So, and you know,
there is shall be disallowed.
Yes.
But notwithstanding,
might. During oral cross-examination, you be more wakwenya say to nipa na no.
Okay.
So what you say? Enti emmaning create impression say ya mama kwenya to serve interrogatories on a party. Enti no ya asa ya kame kasa boa na say emra no bebia say de to yamfa to enya no
quickly membisa honorable asem. Interrogatories, you know. Say still more akwenya during cross examination to ask those questions.
Answer na meba ho no. Mini eba akotumra. And wakasembi say interrogatories applications no is discretionary. Can't we appeal on discretions?
Oh.
No, so, discretion rulings, can't we appeal on?
No, on counsel.
No, I just asked her because she's a lawyer.
Okay.
Because sending your cousin as Steve said, because it's discretionary, once from a casano, asa. But the question may be say, can't we appeal or seek for a review on discretionary matters?
You can seek for a review, but it does not serve as a stay.
I agree with you. I've not come to that. I agree with you. I've not come to that. So, on say okasa ina no bisan say in mrabe ni etia, onu say enti amrabia. We are using the law procedure to follow. You are filing a document, interrogatories, application to serve interrogatories on the Electoral Commission. Supreme Court say minimum nadwe. Into kaye dano the lead counsel chachu mempese yebewe but obi enu ni status in terms of law in this country. So I'm obeying him the status. Sebi. And nipa baku be ne betimi dey there. I compare. Obi Okachrom say, we want to have your ruling, and that will inform our next steps. So what here? Anna, Mama in ruling. Looking at the ruling, you feel say the ruling. You see, there is also a law that where you are giving discretion, you must use it reasonably. Into discretion, you say discretion to us about the now. You see, una ubet maybe question behind. You know, we say the sakeke. Maybe unim say multimedia rules and regulations. And I'm so within say ubet may operate with discretion. No, it must fall within the rules and regulations. And I'm running here. Even discretion, the Constitution says that when you are given the power of discretion, you must use it reasonably. And it is the Obi Ako court. Now Obi using the discretion. I'm a ruling. Yes, say ruling. You know, court no so. And my Mrano so my own coin say. Yes, secret. But you see, all cano. My own can say. Yeah, CI 91, CI 99, CI 99. The CI 99 didn't amend the whole of CI 16. It didn't amend the whole of CI 16. And the CI 16, when you go into it, the review processes is still valid. The review processes of CI is still valid. Into qua, you will go and see review. You will see review procedures, and it will tell you 54 going. One, and it will be 54 review. That has not been amended by CI 99. It is a Supreme Court not ruling now. The review process can kick in. So we kicked in the review process. I actually say we can appeal. Supreme Court can appeal. It has a review. You seek a review, and we have sought a review. And judge, court say, "Sir, review no." Obetienu 28. In fact, we wanted a closer date before Krayabetiasem. But registry no ukona ko fix it. And now we fix it too. Court na fix it. And a court fix it review no 28. And a courtroom now. Court say here in Nankasano a best start 26. Ona lead counsel no catch and say, oh, sir interrogate is here best way. Say response is a bit few abano. And then interrogate already yes way for stay now, David for stay now. Or say, and also the notice to admit facts no. It could affect the issues. Now, young Yapesi Ediba Court, because it could affect our issues. And the court said there be young corner 20. And Mr. Rominiaba, Chachu Anka Baby said he was not ready with his issues. But he said, sir, okay, so hold on. That is different from say, I'm not ready with my issues. These are two different things.
No, but if you are sitting for time,
so they should give him the written ruling.
Exactly. They should give him the written ruling. So because he believes that serving the interrogation could affect, let us say, the issues are already there. But those ones could do what? They say, it could affect the issues. So he never said any was on issue.
But fast forward enough because he my public education. Right. Now there was issues, reduce here by 5. Is that it? Well, you fan one after the other. And first of all,
I don't think that.
But they're saying they reduce it to 5.
I don't think that I want to discuss the issues here because
hold on. But at least
I want the issues has been set, and you see, Sister Fati Kasano Okanbibi, or say. When you do issue, you bring memorandum of understanding, the court will announce it. You see, Fati, you are a lawyer. Don't reduce CMC, case management conference, to only issues. Because case management, never say, don't reduce it. I'm saying, case management issues, it's not only about case management conference, it's not only about issues. You look at issues, you look at timing, you look at
the timetable by,
but the court must see that is where one to say.
Into Mankasa is just about.
Never just sister. Oh, and the lead counsel can say our opinions should be admitted. Maybe Namobo. Our opinions Because case management no say here no court here, parties not here. Oh, say issues no more issue no issue no. Okay, issue no be reduced to this. Time no so much who say time see the time.
So quickly,
unless you add you so the case manager what happened in the Supreme Court in our opinion no orders no more.
Okay, so
but
quickly,
there was no case management.
My file for stay of proceedings.
Proceedings, yes.
Addressing na member parties.
Stay of proceedings no, is also a mechanism in the law. The law provides say you assembly. No say assembly send the economy. M1. Ultimate file stay of proceedings. No I can say asem ABC we asanka mu inti yenka sa asem no ansa na yatoa asem no so.
Okay.
Na mame for we ntwato. We dem say electoral commission here ya be adwen. Na electoral commission are filing for abridgment of time. Say court no a omo de ade no court 28 no. They be omo some court no na adwen na court no famra 26. Na yankanka ansem no answer na yakwasem no. So this is, and listen to, well, let me quote what they have said here, so that at least it will help the discussion. Omo can be on paragraph 11. Now it's interesting. What's it then? What's it?
Fatih what print here?
Fatih
for them what print?
Everyone no file the my print omo dey no.
Okay,
what print we know everyone saying
no
see I know me can we there no CI 90 we petition second respondent affidavit no not okay abridgment of that any what any party you can see the affidavit in support of motion on notice for abridgment of time for hearing of application. Electoral Commission do we are cool. Now listen to what they said here. Or say 6 that the abridgment of time is necessary for speedy determination of the motion on notice for review and my further orders and further orders by this court. 7 in the circumstances I respectfully pray that in the interest of justice in the interest of justice. It is not me na kan ina no kre. Na nya say we sit am na use technicalities we say bibia. By ye no kre any justice na ye kan say send ye be you be etimbe no fa no. And let we court no ma ho kwan. Ye ntie review no as an electoral commission ya be adwo. And the electoral commission kan say ade no say per justice there.
Okay.
Ye mo ye ntie.
Honorable, just hold on. Fatima member, so do you feel say the petitioner and the council they are trying to use some tactics here to
tactics that we don't know tactics
sana mi huno but ansa na mebe no so no so say honorable ansa na mebe no so no say honorable baba jama so ko to CI 16 so mo akwanya so mo be apply for review yes or so mo akwanya so mo be apply for review nanso so wan kan kire say akwanya na mo to apply for review no serves as a bar. No. For the court for continuing to hearing the substantive petition. No, you haven't said so. Yes. I'm trying to clear that. And no said the fact that we apply for review no. Say assembly nkasa na say court no episode to aso ese so halt. And afei ne to so mienu. Court no ruling na omo maaye on interrogatories no. Omo say ensam do mienu na omo ahyehye sa questions here da manimi. Enya relevant. Almost say any relevant.
So we can't appeal.
Edent na me so betima appeal court no so apply for that substantive issue no so. Wo say wo betima apply for review. Court no so akwanya wo mra mu say o review no twentwen so no so case na ankasa no wo ye den or to aso. Fi say o review application no does not serve as a bar. Ebio sa propose interrogatories here da manimu. Omo create impression say ebia ya mo kwan ama we no nko ma mfa ntwemu amfiri on my to lead to miscarriage of justice no me no mo ya adwen a enye ye edenti na me kasa what the interrogatories about ubisa say in transmitting results no to the national na NCA hu omu bia na National Communication Authority omu di akoti na omu bia na meanwhile wo petition na wo de 35 paragraphs ebeda court no emu bia in the 35 paragraphs ni ho na wo alleged voter fraud and answer transmission fraud. Emu bia ni ho ma petition o pleadings no boy NCA din wo. Afen so o sa say Ubisa say we ni bre edi kan a collation ye bi original na. Meanwhile ye ka say CI 127 ne da wanim. A wonim say afi bia abato ne emra e de nhyehyeye fa sa abato no ho ba. A wonim say eye sa CI 127 no. E na de nhyehyeye ba say for the first time no ye create your friend is saying BBC regional coalition office or more quality. Unless we contrary facts to the effect say is now news to say vehicle na one renum no. But say
okay, so Fati, based on the vacancies here, don't you think that is the reason why interrogatories in a BEM no? Because of the contrary fact.
Exactly. There be make us say and some are ye kan nyina no. Say ye ka say bibi in contention. It should be related to the petition. And some are make us say any omo petition no more. Ni omo kan abonten enya no ne ejina so. Me say for petition na former President John Dramani Mahama de koye no. Say and adesrede ni bi omo sre ewo sa proposed interrogatories no say ewo petition no ma. Any petition no more it is not relevant to the petition.
But these interrogatories during cross-examination
Ometimanya akwanya abusa eno na me bochre wo CI 47 or the 22 rule 1 sub rule 6 ne say wo mu sensem ne bi wo a ehu nhia by way of interrogatories be no no nkyere se court no be CC wo kwan say unya akwanya to ask them during cross examination na me di twa to nkran so kasa kenti se obema ma
of course
wo sa CI 99 no CI 99 na Supreme Court na ka se eno na abeyen hyehyeye abeye asede so ombedi so enye CI 99 no person no sika na CI 16 amendment ne bi wo CI 74 ene CI 99 CI 99 no by in 2016 emra na yenye in a vacuum ejina bibi so enti na 2013 ye court na court bosome nwotwe under the NDC administration of 2016 na former president Mahama ona e mampanyi na maame Marietta Bri appeal upon ona na e attorney general na honorable Dominic Ayine ona na oye deputy AG was eche parliamentary subsidiary legislation committee enti enye kwa say ye tena court bosome nwotwe na hu behia say on be ya amendment this year 99 aba e require say ye di mra so ye hyehye mra ye bua nanso yemfa expedition nye den enka ho enti so mu twa omo ho na omo ka say as a court no ye niema ohare so epese as again sacrificing justice at the altar of expedition no so me no omo ya adwen nye den enye yie efise enye kwa enti na ye di CI 99 ye den ebe ye mra e wa ha sei because no ma hu say yetena court bosome nwotwe ni say hu nsunsuaso nti yemfra mra bi ba ebe ma yakwanya ye den hyehye ye be ye den ebe ba na nsem bi say ni ebetima ka ne yie na nso yaka no ohare so hu enti say all of a sudden
ye can ohare so or say there some issues in there we have to deal with
and I make us ye can ohare so e ka CI 99 no nko ananka emra na ma akwanya for joinder of parties emra na ma akwanya for eniema bi te say amendment abeba aba enso court no say in the interest of justice o mama makwanya for amendments enti no sanka enti na minister me ne omo nya adwen sa so omo say o Harrison nti court no mpese omo beye eniema na kwan so meanwhile enka omo ye no fenchima nka omo mama makwanya for amendment nanso omo mama makwanya
okay
enti sa wo the interrogatories ba na court no hwemu no omo ka say enya relevant tie ni yi o wo hwe ruling no ma court no say enya relevant to the petition petitioner na ntimi approve say sa questions na omo dey about relevant to the petition enti na court ne say omo makwanya emma omo service interrogatories no ena no kra no court no sa age bre wanka say wabo agu oje bre etie ye esore kokukuom esa ba ebebuai wabu awie no ansa no wo ka say ye we ye free kwa mu dia ene amomfa mu issues emra ne enka eno nso so mo sibue so ho enti na kamia say oma dwen se nko mo betwentwen ensam so ana mo twene sre ne abasa na court na enwie efri say originally na petitioner ne NDC for na nkenye court no mani kire no mo ye oma dwen se o mo jubilate enti ehunu monten so ne enka say ye wi ne aba na echinchim yensa nanso eba ne say Ghana for dodo na ye say mo ntemo ho ase amon court na court na be ya so mene so mo nso court ni bi no mo koy
that is
na me
Baba Jama quickly before I will be quickly my bisa question boy mo wa kwenya said these 12 interrogatories during cross examination Mobet Media FM. So why the interrogatories? There was someone presenting the function.
Oh, before I ever call Fatty, I don't want today, this morning, in person me descend into politics.
Yes,
I want us to keep strictly to the law. The idea is any person no is out or below belt. So what man, young camera no. Ya bibi emfamra kwanso kan ha no biante. 2. Sa law you all can once say married to building woman. I want to tell everybody who see me because Oma Shada no mutum futuro gu amanfo.
Manka se na ne din wo me se no ya attorney
general. Oh no lawyer ni din wo attorney general. Oh
nje wo na obo ne din ahyem.
Me tire say ye wo rules of court committee. Enya aban committee tienie. In fact nipa ne wo mu ni nyina no Maria Tebru obemu as nominated by a committee. Enya aban committee this type of rules na ye for court no. Enya aban na ye. Inti aban bi was say na MPP was when the see ye court rules and MPP aman na be into hwe nipa bi e was so hwe justice of the Supreme Court Honorable Sophia Dinyina Honorable SE Kanyoke Justice of the Appeals Court Honorable Mrs. Elizabeth Ankuma Justice of the High Court into what he be of Supreme Court he be of High Court he be of Way Court and the editor, Council of Law Reporting the whole country. Editor, action editor, Joyce N. Ogu or Ohobi. Brigadier General Edward Fianu, Armed Forces. Bema Committee, Armed Forces is only in the Inter Committee, no, and Ebini. Your cost will have Ghana Bar Association. Yeah, association. Umuhini Pako Transfer. And Sana Ghana Bar Association. Dipa mienu no Miss Melissa Metafio and Vincent Kizito.
Okay, to ask me.
Yeah, me can say, "Sap come to enya ba na ye." Into moving and say be oh, NDC for time ye nti. Now the NDC for chom ho because they we special committee set up the Judicial Council and they deal with those issues. It will be nimno kasa na wa shed that so too wudrogo amafoni because it has nothing to do with the government. Now, 2 also all kasano or can be said. Oh, CN99. Ebano. It is scheduled by you. CN99. Any CN99.
Yeah.
It is scheduled by. In fact, we just scheduled now in Ukraine on the 10th day. There was a pre-trial and ACMC. Between the pre-trial and we know. CN99 because him say Bejimre into a 5 solid days. From 10th to 15th day. Then I call no we do the second day. My way, no second day. So what must say? And to move me and country Ghana for say, Abia, CN99, a pentamantino, and fa and mre anya day, and mamre.
Quickly, maybe maybe a question be about the interrogatories.
During
cross-examination.
We are doing
why?
A case.
Yes.
We are doing a case. Fatin himself, when the lawyer is doing his case, nobody tells the lawyer how to do his case. As long as the rules permit, the lawyer can use any means to get what he wants. Because we in our opinion, you need the answer. Because you see, I am not obeying so can say, Muni answer na moko court answer. No one means say court not allow discovery. The rules of the court allow discovery. Tieno, we think sir, these are issues that should be part of the pre-trial. Get all the information because you preside no contempt. Get all the information, and so when you firm up the issues, because the issues no ground, you have to appeal for change of issue, and no, and say you waste time.
I don't know about my activating my phone lines and until we share a summary, over to me. 0302 211 701 0302 211 702 0302 211 703 up to 4. And to me, our phone lines activated now. Now, if you join it, discussion. But they see us now. We're joining Adom TV. Nnawotwe Yi, and I will share. Within the Asempa, waiting for your calls. Great.
Mr. Asempa, first of all, the impression was that as a NDC for no patch say court na ye niam Harriso. Entina sa time 2016 CR99 na buy na made ba mu no say omo no mo create sa impression no as if say petition we ba ye ne de court na pentem abua meanwhile emra na eden eda ho dada and afenso no honorable can schedule no me de me pese wo beji CI 99 no I started from there omo file petition no on the 30th no na bubu hwese schedule no and am so ananse Omaye no Harry so that no.
Fatima, before the first call,
between the
honorable members order, Mr.
5 days. That's all what I want.
Good morning.
Today, how many days?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Asemba.
Yes, sir.
Majesty, I'm sorry, Majesty.
Majesty, until.
Asemba, go back to my son, Minda, and this never full now, some got to Abama, and I say, speaker. Go
straight to the point. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Now, let's say, I had it before. I said, court, and this said, Mamma Bush said, you go court, you go court, you go court, you go court to swap. Mother said, it's protection. The mama said, of course, you may know, you're going to house you. What are you? And I don't want to go to you. I don't want to command you, but yes, I'm a cancer.
Majesty, me that's February 0302211701 up to 4. Over to me after. Emmanuel, good morning. Hello, Emmanuel. Great. Oh, really? Emmanuel, I had a short time. Well, also over to me after 0302211701 up to 4. And to offer Bachona. So these are court issues anyway. Quickly, Intifati. I remember also because now we so kasa.
Yes, the
schedule
from the 30th day now. Me say starting kotum fin baby as it suits you. Yes, starting from a day omo file any service no.
Yeah, what is the 30th?
From the 30th no. Me pacho ene a date yes. Na calculate say hen na edru. And one to baby in Casa near 5 days before preacher.
You are not getting okay. What am I talking about?
The point because you can't reprobate and reprobate. So what sister manual on election adjudication almost 42 days.
Sister Fatty,
hello.
I just want to
good morning.
Great. Nanaka. Bajo Kasafin.
Bajo Kasafin dum kwa compound.
Right. Yentio Nanaka.
Medasine mo nyuma pa mo ye mo nkoso na mo cheche nsemu na yenyina ye ntinyamase atinyamase no kra ni nyame ni mo se ye wo mistake bi wo anuma eye ni da ho mistake imagine say maame no electoral commissioner oba no obabubo yi resource no na eye obabubo excellency Ekufuado na obo mahama and can be before the ba asem no mbeka enyoma bi on my amuma Yamano cre and him. Instead of said that ya Mijina and this year, then and ya cry a year, Mijina MPP ya dear cry a year. That's how man am I quay anymore. Yesterday, young man, the son, your mamukaka, say at the end of the cry a year, your name, where
Mate, Ibrahim Sule, good morning.
Good morning, Papa.
Yes, boss. Yo, Majao Kasafin.
American say. Benyamia say, "O man, no, you who say you war institutions are you how cover Swanu and my in that and this is what he said. I'm watching in Ghana for a kind of funny no more, you know, say a number shit tile, one thing, a sense of 1 year mano, a broken of 4 points a moment where you mano. But don't much power was I know I am. You move me a woman who know. I'm chat say, and one answer them one very be frabba. A beer your mem had that. And yet they kind of get some air for culture. You see, I'm my nympho, no one would get them no fine. Now, one farmer ran near to my court was instead of a mum bay or my say. Me a woman, I your my dear self, and one attention I saw me that you were brown, maybe to one run quite anything, and yet.
Mate, Ibrahim Sule, Miss Medasi Bebre, 0302211701. Okay, great. Thank you. Know, you're interested in February, and you know, Kasa about the day of Mofile. Up to yes, Mofile on the 30th.
Mate say, NDC for Nibia make your argument say, Nanka, SSA, Brenna, a demo move for witness statement and so obeka ya court na tena ase ukuada no omo ka se nyame adom anka ya wada e na petitioner no mfa ne ome file na witness statement na nka efiada respondent no so file response na afin so ma file submission on preliminary objection no na nka joada eda ye nimi na nka petitioner no so a file a response to preliminary objection na nka benada court na sim konwa e na omo say ebre no just 24 hours na eswa na nka shadow no me senke mo da say danu kra ampansa now say time no so because that's what I've heard most of your people and I make us say so wo schedule na eda ho na ya kan akosi say assembly omo court no be sin konwa adi na kan bibia within 42 days na 42 days no wo free da omo start file ye service from 30 na kan bedru ha say edru hin na kan say ehin hwe day 15 and day 15 na ese nkomo ye hearing bisa say hearing ya sha ase ebunada mum so until the way of we can say schedule no as court no ye niam o hariso no and am person crofoti asese enye court no na ye niam o hariso eye mra na da ho no na ye niam o hariso na court no sabe court na so dey so meden omo bedi mra no so na enye mra no nye petition we baaye enti na obi fa akoti kwan bi so koye mra no wo ho from 2016 and edin obubo ye nyina memedwen se me ne ya adwene a se na we hu nim no ene nyina me madwen mu de se bi ehu hia efiri se obi owo committee no so bi anya akwanya express na adwene se ya de ananka emwa ga na man anka sa 42 days o mo mfa anye den emehye ho but o manya de abehye ho age atuma emfie nnom so ansa na de kokota kodi asem no de yemma omo a emra na mo mutumi so mo ndi so mfa anye adwuma ma yemma o makwanya no na
Baba Jama was 60 seconds.
Mamentwi ufati adwema.
Na fe quickly ma yen hu de be so
of the CI 16 rule 5 say where no provision is expressly made by these rules regarding the practice and procedure which shall apply to any cause of matter before the court shall prescribe such practice and procedure in the opinion of the court the justice of the case or matter may require. The Supreme Court is there to administer justice. Even though we have these timelines, where there is the need to open up to ensure say justice will be done, the same rules.
They open that for you to
now,
do your amendments.
The second thing is that all kind days, we don't control the dates because you're filing, we don't set the dates. So at the Bible, at the end of the person what he say. Even see I see open them. See I don't know say. So we start pray try now. A bit imagine into a manum between that. That's all what I want people to understand.
Okay, so quickly, finally, there are no barrier. What's likely to happen in court Tuesday, Fatty?
Oh, nyame adoma se se na esikan no. Hearing na nkasa no nyame adoma Tuesday na hearing e bekoso. Enti in between ukuada etwa mu ene benada de. Na processes say obi a file no eno na omo ye do omo file me nim say ye side no legal team no omo file sa preliminary objection no dada enti no nyame adoma adwoada petitioner no so be file ne response enti ye kodru court wa na ebe hu court no be bisa mo file we mu ye we ansa na court na sinkonwa di asem se na emisikan no asem no de ne kana nkasa e wa aseni bia ye ne ebe ka wa ha na entiti hu ye ntimi ndo musuko mbuam ko benkuma na nifa nenso so se nyame aya adoma maga na mrapon no asset up institution e di asem sei no na akuku damfo omo ho a omu ni benkuma na omu ni nifa na bebi amra no da e no mo de beto no ye mo makwanya na omo nya de bebo aga na man no
Minia.
Well, yes.
On the 22nd, Electoral Commission filed for abridgment of time. The abridgment of time, and they say, maybe a day I did we children into the end so emrenim. Send the bear justice be ejuma. Sassemana no nails you have filed for stay of execution. In fact, it will achieve the same purpose. So what must say? It will achieve because yes, say, as some no moment can review them. You can be answer better was that was do we as any electoral commission going to have a yako bencro. Intinia make a tea from tea in answer. And this is none of your corganity. Now, yen team rebia, Bibi be biano ye be famra kwanso aye send the be atentrene e be eju.
Another bachelor me that say. Well, I was for before I be kono ochna Sunday, ochna the farewell ceremonies for the late former president Jerry John Rawlings. E be fias here with the mass at the cathedral. Answer ne be kono indeed. Ochna na yes a bye na to our former president indeed. I'm sure say you might have a word to say.
Ne meka say o mema Ghana fo nyina yako tichiru o mampenyi dada na busuafo ne mma ne yere ene na dofo mo Ghana ma mo ha nyina me ye wo me in the 80s enti me de me nyini nyina meka se me first love ene o mampenyi dada obesom o man yo kwanso nko bebre so ema me gidi say ne way of leadership ne lifestyle eye ade bi a inspire Ghana mabunu bebre besinne ya hwere ade tuturu pa me say etoda na me refi se bi wa free enso so ye nipa the reality dawns on us say ebre bi beso a ye nyina ye beja ho no mako nti ye besre se nyame mfa ne kransie ye na Ghana ni bi owo ebre wa da just obe mo ne no ye mfa morning ana say echija efe emfa nya na chikrakra na obi ehun se odoso nkwa na ewo ma oye o mampenyi dada ne osumo beso Ghana no ye gya no kwan a efe mu enti me Ghana fo nyina yakọ ma abusuafo nso so yakọ nyame mfa ne currency
Rababa Jamo
ye na asem na to enti ye ma yi na ye ho yakọ Ghana fo nyina ba na me kan twetwe on se so hwe nia o mampenyi dada Rollins be ye o Ghana ma bi kan wi asia fa na nyina na nne we free mu no obi ayi bibi a onhwe ni ye because on chembo wi ase so admas and train na no se so dupon we kure tutu na ye ntotofe wade to bia o ye bibia no on kan hu ne se owu eda ho man no owu akire no so no atemu
Another Bajamal me that say or present NDC Fatih Abubakar me that say be or present MPP abusia for the Ebekoso ewo summary ya echo about the late president na ye be on the lane state but modern the for video to Adom TV because you didn't nyina ebebro if you see ochina within the sempa I mean that was bebro say o share Nnawotwe Yi you see na mo meka say coronavirus is still real until nose mask no modern na afei opia na wa she bi say the be ya obetumi e dey aba ho ban dodo na na ewu ochina Sunday nsroma so ebeba so me watching.
My lords, we have just heard the orders that you have made. We thought that part of the hearing this morning was in effect to enable us to make representations on the various things, but it looks like your lordships have made certain orders, and there is some degree of unclarity, at least in our minds, as regards what is referred to as a preliminary objection, because, my lords, there are, in the two answers, there are a number of different